Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Georgia is one of 13 states that is highly infested with fire ants. This is the time of the year we start to see them around our yards, even trying to get into our homes. Here to tell us how to effectively get rid of these fire ants and keep them out of our yards is Shay Runyon of Arrow Exterminators. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Now, fire ants can be quite a problem. I remember as a kid getting attacked by them. It was one of the worst experiences ever.
Yes.
It's not fun to have them around. So first of all, how do you spot a fire ant? How do you know if you're coming up on a mound or if they're in your yard? How do you even know?
Yeah, fire ants are stinging ants, and they're about the size of a piece of rice. They're reddish brown to black in color, and so that's how you can spot them. But the telltale sign is if you see, just like you said, those mounds in your yard. That's a telltale sign that you have fire ants.
Okay, now once you see that in your yard, about what time of the year do we need to start looking out for that, and where do you generally find them?
This is the prime time for fire ants. With the warm weather that we're having, and of course with the rains that we've had in the past few weeks, it's prime season for fire ants.
Okay, now do you typically see them in your yard, or is that you usually see them in parks, in the woods? Can they be just about anywhere?
Absolutely. You'll see them in your yards. They can even be on sidewalk and sidewalk cracks, maybe even in the entrance of your garage, going into your garage. But fire ants can just about be anywhere where there's soil accessible.
Okay. And when they're in your yard, you do have to worry about them maybe coming into your home as well, right?
Yes, you do. And, you know, as a mother, it's a concern for me because I definitely want our backyard to be safe for the summer. Because if my child were to stick their hand into a fire ant bed, or he's pretty curious as a toddler, fall into the fire ant bed, then he can get stung.
Absolutely. Getting a little bit personal, when I got attacked as a kid, I ended up in the hospital because I was highly allergic to fire ants.
Yes.
So you do have to be really careful about those things. Now, what can people do to protect their yards and their kids from fire ants? Where do you need to start?
That's right. Fire ants are one of those insects you really don't want to do anything on your own. You want to call a pest control professional for them to come out, inspect your property, identify that yes, you have fire ants, and then we use the most environmentally responsible methods to take care of those fire ants for you.
Okay. Now, when you say people shouldn't mess with it themselves, you all have a procedure that you follow, obviously. Then you've got gloves, you got all the suits, you got everything to make sure you don't get stung.
Well, we do yard treatments as well as other types of methods, but we definitely don't want you to do it because we want you to be safe. Just like you said, you had to go to the hospital, but people will have severe allergic reactions. Some people will to the fire ant stings.
Now, do you all spray for ants, or what do you use? Is it something that you need to be careful around your kids and your pets, or?
No, we use environmentally responsible methods. Like I said, we're going to inspect, identify, and then treat your yard as necessary with those products.
Okay, wonderful. And you all have locations all over the CSRA in our area. How can people get a hold of you if they have any questions?
Yeah, if someone would like some more tips or on other insects or more information about fire ants, just go to arrowexterminators.com.
All right, perfect. I went to that website earlier today, got lots of information there. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, going green is good for the environment, but it can also save you some green. Just ahead, what you need to know to save some cash when you rethink 2009. You're watching NBC Augusta 26 Morning News at 11 a.m.